Oh, I love it, man. All the lefty media, right? They're fucking. Listen to the way they're going on about how Alberta now, because of the downturn in, oil prices in the last, I guess almost 2 years now, are going on just hammering away. And the lefties, because Alberta. I mean, let's just be honest here. Alberta is considered a conservative province. Just deal with it, people. In Canada, Alberta is considered a conservative province. And the lefties, whether they're from Ontario or Quebec or, a lot of these other fucking loyalists or whatever, right? The leftists, they fucking hate the conservatives of Alberta. So they're reveling, especially those in the CBC, because we all know they're mostly leftists in that paradigm. But they fucking love seeing Alberta suffer, right? And I mean, you can see it in the amount of headline articles, or just articles in general, of how they're talking about Alberta now with, this one, Alberta budget goes heavily into the red to fight economic downturn. Province's debt forecast to hit $57.6 billion by 2019. But they're talking about how this year, in another article, how the Alberta deficit is going to be $10 billion. But meanwhile, look at Ontario, right? I mean, look at Ontario. So look at socialist Ontario. Look at Ontario. It's the world's most indebted sub-sovereign, which, province or state in the entire world. And Ottawa is strategically positioned in Ontario, fairly close to the border of Quebec. So Central Canada, Ontario and Quebec are now trying, you conservatives, look at y'all fuckers, look at it. But meanwhile, it's like they've never heard of the expression that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I guess they never understood that. The reason behind that little sentence structure, right? The whole reason why, if you stand in a glass house throwing stones at others, probably a bad idea, because it's pretty easy to smash your little fucking, your little home, your little temple down, because it's made of glass. And when you're now the world's most indebted sub-sovereign, making fun of the Alberta people, or the province of Alberta, because of the downturn in their economy now, recently, because of all this central planning and manipulation of everything, it's like, how fucking foolish is it to make fun of them? It's like, and think about how short-sighted that is even, right? Because in Canada, how the have-not provinces, which includes Ontario, news alert, Ontario, you're in have-not province. When your incomes, when all the money that you can generate through theft, taxation, right, or stealing or plundering from the masses, when that is vastly lower than the kind of expenditures that you're imposing on the people, well, that makes you a have-not province. And just like most of the East Coast, with the exception of Newfoundland for a few years when they were enjoying the benefits of natural gas and oil extraction, but when you recognize the reality of the fact that you're on the other side of that equation and you're a have-not province, don't you think? So that just goes to show the fucking retarded mentality of these people. Now you're going to go after Alberta, which has been the prosperous province for the longest time. I mean, they're the ones, the people of Alberta, the productive capacities that is represented in that province from the private sector that provides all the productive wealth and capacity. But when you're the one that now is no longer wealthy enough to provide extra security and services for everyone else, the have-not provinces, when the have-not provinces, I mean, that's like, think about it in a family atmosphere, right? The dad that's been providing for the, whether the wife and the kids and all that, and maybe even helping out, step children or in-laws, or if you have that person, the rich, let's say, or the very hard working, productively efficient father, and he's taking care of not just his wife and his children, but maybe extended family and in-laws and stuff. And then all of a sudden he loses his job, right? For those people to turn around and say, look, you suck just as bad as we do now. Look, you can't even pay your credit cards. Do you know how fucking stupid and hypocritical that sounds? I mean, how do you think all these transfer payments work? I know from the province that I was born and partially raised, and even as an adult, had lots of experience in what that's all about. The last time, I think it was back in 2011, 2012, or whatever hell year it was, the entire budget for the province of New Brunswick, well, back then I think it was like 44, 46% of that relies on transfer payments from the have provinces, the ones that have more productive capacity and capital than they're being stolen from. But they had to rely on being able to steal or plunder that productive capacity to quite a substantial degree. I mean, think about it. 44, 46. You're almost talking about the half of the budget of the entire province of New Brunswick relied fully on being able to get welfare checks from the productive people in Alberta. And now that Alberta, the productive people there, have been robbed and plundered by the parasites out there, and no longer, and because of central planning, price fixing, and manipulation, now they don't even have that capacity anymore. And the people that were relying on all that theft to maintain their entitled lifestyles are like saying, fuck you cocksuckers, because you're not. It's like, what? Do you know how fucked up that is? Do you know how crazy that sounds? That you're going to now insult the people that feed you? It's like, well, my message to the Alberta people, now don't look to government. Don't try to, listen, you know what it's like. Batten down the hatches, take advantage of all that capacity that you had to, hunker down for the long run. Take that upon yourself and don't worry about fucking providing for the rest. Your protest, a proper protest, is just stop. I know it sucks because you're not going to provide as much wealth for yourself. But if you were smart and you took care of yourself and you provided and allowed yourself to accumulate at least some amounts of wealth to take care of you, just live minimally for a little while. Let the parasites see what it's like when they ain't got nothing. When you have nothing left to give, let them find out what it's like when they can no longer steal and plunder your productive capacity or a portion of that, right? Let them fucking suffer that. That's what I say to the people of Alberta or Saskatchewan or whatever other provinces that's left that still has, decent work ethic and provide valuable products and services for the rest of Canadians. Stop it. Because they don't appreciate or respect everything you do. They hate you. And when you can't, when they can't suck on your tit, when they've sucked so much that you're dry, all they're going to do is spit at your face and say, fuck you, give me more. Well, pull the tit away. Pull it away. Say, fuck you, you don't even deserve the honor, the pleasure of suckling on my teat. That's what you should be doing. If you're wise, that's what you would be doing. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.